Today we're going to be chatting about something very important. We're going to be talking about ICT 2022 mentorship. Now, ICT 2022 mentorship, you guys know there's a crap load of content. Now, you guys, I don't know about you, but when I saw it, I was a little intimidated. And he talks a lot, guys. He talks a lot. However, I've managed to go through all of the content and create strategies that work with these principles. Now, the other thing with the way he teaches, he doesn't always trade in a very rules-based mechanical way, and this can be confusing sometimes for especially people who are new to this industry. So what I've done, guys, is I've created a rules-based system using 3 different ingredients. Today we are going to be the cooks in the kitchen. We're going to be creating a recipe using these 3 ingredients. We're going to be using the fair value gap, we're going to be using the Judas Swing, and we're going to be using different points of liquidity as well as timing, okay? These 3 ingredients is all you need to be a profitable trader. The strategy I'm going to show you guys works, guys. If you go back in history, you will see how profitable it really is, guys. It really works, and you will make money as long as you follow these rules. So what we're going to do now, just before we hop into the computer, I've noticed that most of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you guys could do me a really big favor, head down below and just click subscribe. It really helps my channel more than you know. Alright guys, so I'm going to hop straight into the computer and we're going to show you the exact strategy step by step that you guys can follow. Make sure you go back and backtest it, guys. So like I said, we're in the kitchen and these are the ingredients to the recipe that we're busy cooking. Right, so there are things that we need to complete the recipe, right? So the main ingredient is the Judas Swing, okay? The next ingredient is timing. We've then got the change of character, and then we've got the fair value gap, okay? So that's what we're looking for, okay? Actually, the timing comes before the Judas Swing, okay? So right, what is the timing? Okay, so we mark out the midnight open, okay? Make sure your time zone is on New York time, UTC -5. The Judas Swing, okay, happens in the midnight to 8:30 range. So between midnight and 8:30 a.m., that's when the Judas Swing happens, okay? So we mark out the midnight, we mark out 8:30, okay? The trades only happen after 8:30, okay? Then we end at 11 a.m., okay? All of this at New York time, right? So we look for the Judas Swing here, okay? And the Judas Swing happens after 8:30. So we mark out the high between 00 midnight and 8:30, okay, the highest point. And then after 8:30 we look for a sweep of either the highest or the lowest point, which is the Judas Swing, okay? And then we look for a change of character, okay, which basically indicates that market is about to reverse. And then we enter on a fair value gap at the extremity, okay? Okay, if you guys need any directions on fair value gaps, comment in the comments below, and I will make a dedicated video just to helping beginners with fair value gaps. You have to practice spotting them a bit, but you do get the hang of it eventually. Okay, so your timing, okay, you got your Judas Swing, change of character, and a fair value gap entry. Now, the final part is targeting lows, okay? Minimum is 2.5 risk reward, okay? Do not take a trade if there's less than 2.5 risk reward on the table. Okay, so you target the low that is closest to 2.5 risk reward. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys basically. Okay, I'm going to start again. Okay, so I'm starting again. All right, guys, so the first thing we're looking at is timing. Okay, the setup happens at a specific time. Okay, it happens between midnight, okay, and 8:30 a.m. Okay, and this is on the New York time zone, which is UTC -5. Make sure you click on the time here and you change it to New York time. Okay, now the second thing we're looking for, right, is the Judas Swing. Okay, that is only happening after 8:30 a.m. Okay, and that's when it swings and takes the liquidity out that is formed between midnight and 8:30. We do not trade past 11 a.m. If there is no Judas Swing before 11 a.m., then we do not trade. We enter on the fair value gap after we see a change of character, okay? And then we target the lows, the nearest lows, for at least 2.5 risk reward. So let me show you what I mean. So what we would do, let me get to the timing here, okay? So what we would do is mark out, I'm trying to get to a point where we're not at yet. We would mark out midnight. Okay, see, I've already marked out midnight. And then we'd mark out 8:30 a.m. Okay, and then we would mark out 11 a.m. Okay, the setup happens in this zone here. The setup happens here, okay, and this portion between midnight and 8:30 is where the liquidity builds. So what do I mean by that? So firstly, we're always just on the 1 minute time frame. You don't need to change time frames. With this strategy, you only need to be on one time frame. So the Judas Swing looks something like this. So between midnight and 8:30, liquidity builds up, right? So price may come up, come down, come up, down, up, like so, okay? Now, what we are wanting to do is between midnight and 8:30, we want to look for the highest point and the lowest point that price came to. And then what we're going to do is mark these areas out. So that's the lowest point, okay? And this is the highest point, okay? Once again, guys, this is midnight and this is 8:30 New York time, okay? Make sure you change your time zone to New York UTC -5. Then, guys, we're looking for either a sweep of this area here or a sweep of the lows. So it's got to sweep the highs or sweep the lows before continuing it in the opposite direction. So the first thing we look for is a sweep. So let's say it sweeps here. Okay. We are then looking for a reaction. Okay. So in some cases, it's just going to immediately react after it sweeps and continue up. In other cases, it's going to continue down a little bit and then it's going to react, okay? So how do we know it's reacted? Now, we need to first see a displacement, okay? Now, what a displacement is basically when price reacts and goes in the opposite direction. So what we're looking for is a change of character. So your Judas Swing has happened here, okay? This is the Judas Swing, okay, because it has taken out the lows formed between midnight and 8:30. And then we're looking for a change of character, which happens here, okay? The change of character is when price continues making higher highs, higher lows. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, okay? And then it makes a higher high, okay? And what that means is that the pattern is broken, okay? Price has taken out this high. And that is a change of character, okay? And then we look for the fair value gap. The fair value gap will be at the extremity, the furthest one. So the change of character happens at break structure, and we look the furthest away from where this happened, and we look for the fair value gap at this point, and then we set our limit at the open of the fair value gap, our stop loss just underneath, and then price should continue to the upside. We will then target highs, okay, depending on your risk reward, but you want to make sure that your risk reward is, at least 1 to 2.5, okay? So that is the setup, guys. I recommend you go and backtest it as much as possible. I'm going to show you some examples now, okay? Here is the first example that actually played out today. So first things first, we go back to 8:30. Here. Is it here? Yeah, so 8:30. Okay, I'm restarting that. Okay, so here is the first example. It actually played out today. So you go to 8:30, which is when we're trading from, okay? So this is Euro GBP. This works on Euro USD, Aussie dollar. It works on Euro USD. It works on quite a few pairs. It also works on indices. However, you need to start trading not at 8:30 for indices. You need to start trading at 9:30. That's the only difference with indices, okay? So we've marked out the 8:30, which is here. We then mark out midnight, which is here. Okay, and we then mark out the highest point and the lowest point. So there's the highest point there, and this here is the lowest point. So we're on the 1 minute time frame, guys. Like I say, 1 minute time frame is all you need. Okay, you don't need to look for higher time frames. You don't need higher time frame bias. Okay, so now we're looking for price to sweep this high or sweep the low, but it is closer to the highs right now. So let's see what it does. Okay, price sweeps the high. Okay, we would now be looking for price to break the most recent swing structure, which actually is right here. Okay, price breaks, however, it's with a wick. We need to have a full-bodied candle break, okay? Candle needs to break properly, like so, and we just got a wick break, so it needs to close below. Okay, so here we have this high was broken, and so this low was confirmed, guys. So as you can see here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, okay? And that is the structure that was confirmed here, all right? We then look for a fair value gap, which is right here. Now, guys, just a quick rundown on fair value gaps for you. So with a fair value gap, you're looking at the break of structure, okay, and then you're looking at the three most recent candles, and then you go back from there. All right, so candle number 1, okay, candle number 2, and candle number 3, okay. So 1, 2, 3, right? Then the fair value gap is the gap on candle number 2, okay. The gap is from the lowest point on candle 3, which is that wick there, okay, and the highest point on candle number 1, okay, and that is the gap, guys. Now, if there was stuff happening above, we would look higher, because we're looking at the extremities. We're looking at the highest point. If we're selling, we're looking for the highest point. Okay, so that's a very quick rundown on fair value gaps. If you guys want me to go through it more detailed, comment down below and I will create a video if there's enough people that need that video made. Okay, so that is the fair value gap. We would enter at the open of it and our stop would be just above the high. Now we target liquidity at the lows. Okay, now here's a low, however it's 1.5 R. Okay, that's not enough risk reward. We need to have at least 2.5, so we will target this low here, which is 3.8. so let's see how it plays out. Okay, so it absolutely melts. So as you can see guys, price swept the liquidity here and then we entered for a nice trade for a 3 risk reward. Okay, so let's go to the Monday now. Okay, so that was today. Now on Monday, now again guys, this is an example of it won't always work out perfectly, okay, and you will take losses, but this strategy works like straight out the box guys. Like it's really good. You can trade this mechanically just like this and it will work. Okay, so have a look here. 8:30 happens, okay, and then we're looking for our midnight, right, and then we're looking to mark out the highest point, which is here, and the lowest point between midnight and 8:30 is here. Okay, so now we're looking for those zones to be swept. So here it's looking like the highs will be swept, highs are swept, and now we are looking for a break of this level, okay, to confirm the change of character. Now we're looking for a break of this level to confirm change of character. Now we've got a new level here. Again, it needs to be a full body break. Okay, that is just a wick. Okay, so we cannot take that trade. Now we're looking for a break of this level. Okay, looking for a break of this level. So again guys, you can see it liquidated the highs, and now we're just looking for the reversal because it's grabbed liquidity, and now we're looking for price to turn around. Okay, so price has now taken out the lows, which means there is a change of character that's happened. Okay, so as you can see guys, high high, higher low, higher high, and then it takes out this higher low. Okay, and that is a change of character. All right, so now we look for the fair value gap guys. So you can see here, this is where we broke structure. So this is candle 1, candle 2, okay, candle 3. Now there is a gap between candle 1 and candle 3. There is a small gap here, a very small gap. However, it's not the extreme gap. So now we look, and this becomes our candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, okay. Here is the gap, the highest point of candle 1 and the lowest point of candle 3. This is where our gap is, okay, the highest gap. So again, there is a gap here as well, a tiny one, okay, but the highest gap is here. So I hope this helps you guys with identifying fair value gaps. So that's the lowest point of the third candle and the highest point of the first candle, and the gap happens on the second candle. So the highest one is there, and we will be looking for price to come back up to enter here, okay. Stops just above the high, and we will be targeting 2.5 risk reward, which is basically at this low here, okay. So let's see if we get tagged in. Price comes up, okay, so it's coming up to our entry. Let's see if we get tagged in. Okay, so it's actually very close to entry here. It missed us by a few pips, and it goes already to, it misses by a few pips and it goes straight down. So this would be a missed trade guys. If it misses by a few pips and goes straight to take profit, the trade has run without you, so you need to let it go, okay. You can see here it continues to run further, okay. So on Monday, it was a missed trade, okay? So let's continue going back. So let's go to Friday. So we're looking for midnight, okay, which is here. And we're looking for 8:30, which is here, okay. So obviously we're looking for trades at 8:30. Okay, so that's 8:30. You can see here that price did actually liquidate right here, okay. However, actually that's not true. The liquidation happened here because this is the lowest point, right? Remember guys, the lowest point of the day and the highest point of the day between midnight and 8:30. You mark those out. Price has just swept, so we will be looking for a break of the high, which is this area here, okay. So let's see if we get that, and we do, okay. Full bodied break, and this will be our fair value gap at the extremity, okay. And we then place our limit at the top of the fair value gap, and I'll stop just below, okay. And now we're targeting 2.5 risk reward minimum. So this here is the closest swing, okay. So it's 2.78, okay. So let's see what happens. We get tagged in, a little bit of drawdown, and there you go. That is 2.78, okay. So in total we made about 5 risk reward. So you can continue testing this, guys. It is really powerful, guys. It works just like this out the box. Like I said, Euro GBP, Euro USD, AUD USD, and indices. So US30 works as well, but you must make sure if you're using it on indices that you change the trade time between 9:30 and 11 o'clock NY time, so New York time, and then again it's midnight to 9:30. That is your area to mark out your highs and lows, okay. So yeah guys, that's basically it from me. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys enjoyed this content, please do hop below and give me a subscribe. Again guys, subscribing gets you into the draw to win a $10,000 My Forex Funds account that I will be giving away at the end of the month. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching guys. I really suggest you go and backtest this before you trade it on a live account. But you will see guys that straight out the box this works. ICT has a lot of content, but this is basically the core of what it is, guys. And if you can master this, you can be profitable. All it takes is a strong mind and a good strategy, and you will be profitable. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you in the next video.